Everyone, this is Robert Weaver, and I wanted to do my quiz review for you today. I am actually doing on attempt 2, question number 12, and that reads, in Tennessee, do courts apply the Butfor test or the substantial factor test? You need to do some legal research to find out. Please look at cases, not blogs or Wikipedia articles or law firm websites. Well, we know that the textbook on page 88 describes the Butfor test as is one of the tests that the courts use to determine whether or not the defendants were the cause, in fact, of the plaintiff's injuries or damages. Usually the but-for test is used when there is one defendant, and we know also from page 89 the substantial factor test is more widely used than the but-for test. And the substantial factor test is usually used if there's more than one individual or entities, and if there is more than one causal factor or event. Two or more events have occurred that are enough to damage or harm the plaintiff. So looking at the answers that we could select from, we have Tennessee Tort Law applies the but-for test only. That's the first answer there that we could select from. The next one down is Tennessee Tort Law applies the substantial factor test only. The third one that we could select from that's highlighted here, Tennessee Tort Law applies both the but-for test and the substantial factor test. And the last one there is Tennessee Tort Law applies neither the but-for test nor the substantial factor test. So I did a little bit of research on Westlaw, as it was suggested, and initially my research kind of showed that the substantial factor test and the but-for test, Tennessee courts kind of look at them as the same. And so initially I selected the second answer on my first attempt, which I got wrong, was Tennessee Tort Law applies the substantial factor test only, which I initially saw in my research. So when I went back to do my second attempt, I actually was able to find the answer that I was looking for, which actually is Tennessee Tort Law applies both the but-for test and the substantial factor test. And let me show you on Westlaw here. And I actually found this case, Waste Management v. South Central Bell Telephone, kept coming up when I was doing my Boolean search for the but-for or substantial factor test initially. And I kind of glanced at this and read the opinion a little bit. And this gave me the opinion, of course, that the substantial factor test was used more in a decision than the but-for test would be applicable. But if we scroll down here a little bit, I'll actually show you where I found the actual is here under negligence. And it says specifically, since the substantial factor test is not always superior to the but-for test, there is no reason to require its use in every case. And the matter is left to the trial courts, who must select the legal principles most applicable to the facts of each particular case. So basically, Tennessee courts, either they apply the substantial factor test or the but-for test, but it doesn't appear from this that one is superior to the other. It depends on the application and the particular case. So going back to my quiz, the third answer down here, Tennessee Tort Law applies both the but-for test and the substantial factor test, was the correct answer. I did get it correct. So that's my quiz review. I hope that made sense for everybody and covered all the information. Thanks for listening. Take care.